races down the ice. He's cutting around top by getting right in front of him. He scores! And Chicago 2, Montreal 1.
Living in Winnipeg, there was a drumbeat about the fact that Ben Haskin in particular had been canvassing the other clubs in the league about the possibility of pooling their money to sign a big-name player. And there was also apparent that Bobby Hull was having contract difficulties with the Chicago Blackhawks. So that was an exciting news story as a possibility for quite a while. And then when it crystallized, it was a very big deal in our town.
I did not want to leave Chicago, the greatest city in the world. And when I gave him my word, and you must know, and everybody else must know, when I gave my word, it happened. There was no contract. It was a phone call to Harvey Weinberg, to me. What will it take, Bobby, to get you to Winnipeg? $1 million, because I thought I was 32 years old then and felt that I could play for 5 more years. And all I wanted from the Blackhawks was $250,000 a year. Not all I wanted. I thought that was very, very, if they had ever given it to me, generous of them. My dad says, you're not going to like it. You're not going to like Winnipeg. They're going to put a lot of pressure on you, and it's not going to be the same as playing in Chicago. And I said, Dad, what the heck? I'm able, and it's not going to bother me. Well, I found out it did bother me a little bit, and it was quite a cultural shock going from Chicago to Winnipeg. And but I'd made a decision, and I wasn't going to back out on it.
Hull would have to win his freedom in court. The American judicial system would essentially repeal the reserve clause, which chained players to their teams throughout their careers. Others would follow Hull to the new league, and the NHL, which had been dismissive of the WHA, found itself in a war.
That was the tip of the iceberg for players with some stature to jump from the NHL to the WHA, and Bernie Parent and Dave Keon and Ricky Lee and Brad Selwood, and that's are just guys who played for me that left the NHL when they couldn't get the deal they wanted with the NHL team and went to a various number of WHA teams. And so the league was taken very serious by the teams in it, but I think the NHL as a whole thought, yeah, this is just an upstart league. They don't have a chance financially. They won't get us good enough players to compete, especially in markets that were close to each other, like Toronto or Minnesota, that had NHL and WHA teams. And I think that gave the WHA the chance to start. And once they started, in some cities, it was highly successful.
Everything changed at that point. We found ourselves in a situation that we lost control over players that we once had control over. We got into bidding situations that most teams couldn't afford. And once that was resolved, we found ourselves in a situation, evolving situation, that when you went to acquire a player, the first thing you had to find out was how much money he made. That was never the case in the early years. You were trying to assess what he would bring to your team as a player. You know, was he an offensive defenseman? Did he bring grit? Could he score goals? And they were the most important criteria in acquiring a player, either through a trade or whatever. It evolved into the fact that they fell far behind how much money did he make as being the most important factor for any team that ran their organization like a business. So that was the evolution of managing an NHL team. I think it went from the assessment of what type of player he was to how much money he made.
Coming up, more NHL stars jump ship.
Where are we at? They offered me a $5,000 raise. So that was pride, right? I says, no. I said, I'm going to see you in a week. And it better be better than that.